welcome to LadyGang Quickie. I'm Becca here with Jack and Keltie. Guys, I went off my skin meds.
What?
Oh
Spirulactoclain?
I feel like you are someone who goes on and off meds all the time.
Just antidepressants.
Well, I feel like...
Well, here's the thing. I don't like to rely.
Yeah.
I don't like to be on something for a really long time.
Right, because then you end up like me.
And then bones are dust.
But I'm still on my psoriasis medicine because that feels like risk versus reward is very high. My skin medicine, I'm finding out it also is a very high reward and I need to go back to it.
Why'd you just go off of it?
I just was like, I want to see because it's essentially like a hormonal thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like my hormones change so radically, especially like in this time of our lives. I feel like there's a big change. I mean, the big change is coming, but I feel like every day,
Premenopause.
yes, every day's a new day. And so I was like, well, maybe I'll be okay. And my skin's used to being in Texas now because I think a lot of my breakout was the humidity.
Yeah.
But it turns out I'm just a zitty person who needs pharmaceuticals, and it's upsetting.
She's zitty.
I'm zitty.
Do you get like clear and then you're like, no, I'm fine. It's fixed. And like you...
I've never gone off of it before. So I've been about a year on steadily.
Is that something you're supposed to take forever? Or is it something you're supposed to go like on and
can
off?
take forever. It's not like an Accutane where
Yeah.
it's like a bomb it and be done. It's like a steady, like every day. I think people stay on it for years.
Damn.
Is there any part of you that feels like it's time to bomb it?
For Accutane,
Like a light
does Accutane help when it's like hormonal
Yes.
like this?
helps everything.
No, I don't think I'm ready for that. I
then
also
you're-
don't care enough about... The only time I really care is if I'm on camera, because then
Yeah.
it's just annoying to always have zits you have to cover up.
Yeah.
But now that I'm retiring from acting, I actually may not
I need
even
us to talk
it.
about this. Do you feel like, how real is this?
I feel the most okay. Like, I'll give you an example. There have been, how many years has it been since Glee? Almost 10 years.
Whoa.
8 years since Glee ended.
Wow.
And I've never said I'm done with acting. Never in that entire time. I've been pissed off at it. I've been like over it, but I've never been like, I think I'm good. I think I'm done. And I've certainly have never felt that way on the set of something.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a different thing. And I will say I've heard of things coming up, like opportunities, rumblings of things where I swear to God, there's not even a little part of me that's the old me would have been like, my hope is alive again. Like,
Yeah.
this is the thing, or this is the thing. Like, I'm sort of like indifferent.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing is that I'm like, I just don't have, something died.
Is it because of this last job? And did it
No.
die at the job?
No, I think that the reality, and this is what Keltie was talking to me about in the beginning of the day today, like before we started recording, was, you know, I was like, I think I'm done. Like I've done these like movies, which I'm so grateful. Like I don't ever want this to come across as like not being grateful, but I think we're all allowed to talk about real things and how things make you feel. So doing a 3-week shoot of a movie that's going to be on TV is, while it's enjoyable, it's like as an artist, it's not the most fulfilling thing in the world. I have fun. I love being on set. I have fun with my peers. I have a lot of respect for every single person in the room. Keltie's like, well, maybe you're done because you haven't gotten that thing that's like...
That you can express. It's like an expressionism
Yes,
piece.
like
yeah.
for the artist in you.
Yeah.
That big show, that big thing that like, you know, it's like the people
Or the
who were doing-
character,
or the
like,
character.
yeah.
Like White Lotus, like what if that's around the corner? Like all those things. And it's like, I have to be less Tom Sandoval right now. And be like, the reality of it is that my acting career has consisted of the majority in the last 5 years of this type of acting, which I've been grateful for. But if the next 5 years, if I'm being realistic, that's most likely the next 5 years. And to me, I can't keep being this like weird person who's waiting for the next thing that's going to excite me. I have to be rational and be like, this is probably what it will be.
Yeah.
And you take it or leave it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like I don't think you can be rational in Hollywood. I think you have to be irrational. Like, look at Jennifer Coolidge.
Well, you have to be irrational to like allow you to hang on still. I think what you're kind of getting at is like...
She's like thinking too straight.
Yeah, but that's also okay. Like, it's okay if you're done with acting. Like, that's why we built LadyGang. That's why you're building other things in your life. And it's like, especially after being a mom, it's like, is it worth leaving for 3 weeks? Like, is that sacrifice
that was a huge
worth
part of it.
Yeah.
That was a huge part of it. Cause I was like, yeah, 3 weeks is like before a baby, 3 weeks is like summer camp.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing something that feels like Shakespeare, but I'm like having fun. I'm making money. I'm here in a fun
And you have no
city.
responsibilities.
No responsibility. But now that's it too. It's like that is something that weighed so heavily into the experience, in that I'm like, for me to leave my kid like this and to have my schedule like this, it has to be really worth it. And the reality of something feeling really, really worth it, coming along and ending up being mine, it does not feel like that. Feels like pigs flying. And so to me, I'm like, I'm good. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I felt really secure in that choice. I wasn't sad. I was like, wow, I feel actually It's liberating. Like, I felt really happy to like not feel like the desperate person anymore.
Well, I think that there is something too where it's like, if you always think the next best thing is around the corner, and you always think it's around the corner, it's like you get to a point where it's like
your whole life you're spending waiting for the thing around the corner. You're not living your fucking life.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. And to be with something, and I'm doing like a lot of weird therapy where it's being in control of you really only have control of how you're feeling, your insides, your whatever. And the industry is absolutely, completely 100% out of my control.
Yeah.
So like just the other day, I watched a new show that's like a hit on Netflix, and it was a part that I auditioned for, one of the parts in it, like a secondary part. And I like watched the girl's performance. She's great. She's great. And then I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch my audition tape for this thing.
Yeah. Ooh.
With fresh eyes and like really as unbiased as I could possibly be. And I was like, this is proof that I could have done that fucking job. I just didn't. And that's why I'm not going to sit around and wait to do that. Like, there's nothing in my control.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with your performance or you. It's
Zero.
like so political, and it's so fucked up. And like, yeah. I mean, I don't blame you. I don't know how either of you guys do it.
And quite frankly, I'm sick of looking at my fucking face on camera.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like, I'm sick of caring so much, especially at this age. I'm suddenly like so aware of every fucking thing. I'm like, I just want to feel good in life when people are looking at me in my face in life. I don't want to care what it looks like on a camera.
Ooh.
I like literally, that makes so much sense.
Thank you for my therapy session. Sorry, you're so heartbroken.
She still wants you to prove it. I'm like, yeah, I can't even imagine. Like, even doing LadyGang TV and having like all of the outside control and like caring too much about all of these things that don't matter in real life, like that broke me to a point that I'm like, I don't know how somebody could do that for the majority of their life. Like, it's soul crushing.
The thing that kept me in it for so long, which we didn't have with LadyGang TV, was like, you're in the state of flow. Like, I don't think the three of us ever felt the way we feel on this podcast when we're talking and having fun and really like getting into things. I don't think we ever felt like that behind a camera for the show. And so that was really like a very hard experience. The thing that has kept like it's hooking me with acting is because there is a moment where you're like, oh, this is the thing I really do love.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like the pure love for it.
Yeah. And so now that has died, I can
free.
take the hook out of my fucking cheek and be like, thank you so much for everything you've given me. It's been wonderful. I'm going to age gracefully now. I'm not going to give a shit how much I weigh. I'm going to literally be with my kid, and I'm going to be so grateful for like the chapter of my life. Just like Broadway was this something that it was. Like, I'm happy, and like I don't feel any part of me does not feel sad at all.
So what if somebody came to you and like was like, I created this show and this role is for you. You don't have to audition.
That would be me being Tom Sandoval thinking that would ever happen.
I'm just... What if?
What if? It would be the same way that I feel about Broadway. I am not actively going after Broadway. It's something I love in my bones. Like it's shaped who I was as a person. But there's not a single part of me that's ever been like gone back to knock down the doors.
Yeah.
But if there was something that was like, hey, we are desperate for someone to play Roxy Hart. You were the fucking last person on the list. I'd be like, let's do this.
Yeah.
That's like the thing now that I feel with acting. I'm not going to be a psycho. And, you know, like, I'm just going to be like, I'm not going to say I'm not going to stop auditioning. I'm going to be more discerning. I've already put it out there that I will never, ever, ever, ever do a job that shoots out of the United States for longer than 3 weeks. Not a chance.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's like I've never had those boundaries before.
Yeah. I think it's healthy. Keltie is spiraling.
I'm not spiraling.
She's taking it in.
I'm taking it in.
Was this what you had planned for this episode?
No.
You're so excited for?
No. I just
sorry.
like, I have a couple things I have thoughts.
Okay.
Number one, you are incredibly talented. And so it breaks my heart when you're like, I just, you know, because I know how much effort it takes to continue to be successful. So when you pull yourself out of that effort, it makes me sad that the world is not going to get to see, and maybe they will, you know what I mean? But like, you are so naturally talented, and it's annoying, but like in a good way. You know what I mean? So it makes me sad because I don't feel like Earth has seen the full potential of like what you could do. Now, the other thing is, I don't actually think any of this is going to happen. I think Becca's like, bye, I'm breaking up with you. And then like the thing is going to come or whatever. But leads me to my next thought.
Yeah, but that's like the rubber band theory. It's like, if that happened, is that what you're going to say?
No.
Oh, but it's like, it was in that book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. It's like the rubber band theory. When you stop trying to like pull it so hard, then it like naturally comes to you, or it doesn't. But the thing that matters is like your attitude towards it, and like how heartbroken or not heartbroken and accepting you'll be of whatever it is.
Yeah. Because
then it doesn't matter.
And then my next thought, which takes you to deep thoughts, is, so like in my group of friends, like, you know, right now, because I'm in this like super fan finally got an air date and no one has seen me cry for the last 3 years over this. Yeah. Everyone's like, everywhere I go, people are like, oh my God, girl, you are crushing it. You're crushing it. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, oh my God, I'm crushing it. But what's interesting about that feeling is that I don't know how I'm going to explain this right. I have a girlfriend who's been like trying to do Hollywood for a long, long, long time. And she's like close, but never quite gets there. And she always speaks in this way, the opposite of what Becca's saying, where she's like, I will feel happy, feel like I've made it. Like, I still believe my chances out there. And like, I'm going to keep working for it because like, I know that my happiness is there. But I know that, and it's been the hardest realization of my life, that like the happiness is not there.
Yeah.
Like, I want it to be so bad. I want like to feel different now that Superfan's going to air, and I want to feel different now that whatever blah, blah, blah thing is happening. But like, we put out books, we, you know, like it's amazing. And it definitely like made me so happy at the time, but like none of it has fulfilled a life.
No.
And so it's like, I just want the people that I see like in our Facebook group that are like, I just have this regular life, and like, should I want more, or will I be happier when I get the thing? And the truth is like, and I think what you're saying, Becca, is very grounding, because it's like, yes, you're going to keep getting things in your life, whatever that is, your job, your relationships, whatever. But like, the only thing that actually matters that you can control is how you're feeling in that moment each day, every day, of like that you're actually alive.
Yeah.
And like getting those things, like I kind of try to explain to my friend, like, I'm like, if Macy's called tomorrow and hired you for a thing, you would not feel different. You would be happy in that moment.
Well, it'd be like a dose of serotonin and like dopamine for a second, but like,
it doesn't change your life or like the scope of like what your life is. It's like, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's just, sure, there's privilege and it's a little easier because if you're working, you have money, like all of those things come together. But like, you still wake up every day and you're like, I have to go to my job. It's taking me away from the thing I really want to do, which is like reading a book, seeing my kids sleeping, going for a walk, being on vacation, whatever that is. I have to pay my taxes. I have to, like, do you know what I mean? There is like this great equalizer in life, and it sucks. I'm sad because there's a little bit of me that has like a little bit of Becca coming in, and I'm sad because I'm like,
I'm sad for you.
Yeah.
because I don't.
You're like, wait, but I need the next thing to make me happy.
Because I just know like it's like I could keep creating and I keep doing things and like it'll be great and I'll probably have some success and I'm gonna hustle it, but like I'm f***ing tired and like I don't know, like I don't know if I know now the answer at the end of that rainbow is not a happiness pot of gold. It's just the same.
No, it's
groceries coming from Amazon.
That's
it's anything external too. It's like you can apply it to, if I lost 10 pounds, I'd be happy. If I got this nose job, I'd be happy. Like if I did this and this and that, like it's never externally the things that are going to change anything about you. Again, it'll like give you like a dose of whatever.
Yeah.
But then it might make you feel like you're lacking and you want the next thing. And it's always chasing, again, whatever is around the corner. And it's just like, once you actually stop and take like notice of what's in your life, especially with a kid, it's like, that's what's important.
Mm-hmm. I know. My most like, I could buy any bag, like whatever. We finished the house and I'm like, what I wish I could go and like put in my checkout cart is like more time. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm like, yep. I'm trying to figure out my summer. How am I going to France for Jack's wedding? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? I only have this many days off at work. These are all the things that I want to do. Like what I wish was just more time.
Yeah.
Like that's
totally.
It's the one thing you can't get more of.
It's wild.
God,
we're so old and deep.
Well, we're so deep. We're so evolved, you guys.
So evolved.
No, it's true. It's also those things where you're like, are the highs high enough to justify the lows?
Yeah.
And that is something I'm really grateful to have found out now, because I look at Jen Coolidge and I respect the hell out of her. I think she's f***ing amazing. If I were to go into her little heart and her soul and her brain and say, I don't know what she was doing. I mean, she did 2 Broke Girls.
She's done a zillion. She's been
working and working and working and working. But yes, there's this moment right now in her career that I'm sure she's always dreamed of having.
Yeah. Being
accepted into the room, being rewarded.
She's like cover of magazines.
Yeah. Covers of magazines. Like I would think someone like her built enough of like a life around her. And I think she did, because she kind of left Hollywood. She moved to New Orleans. But like, it would be such a shame if like she had spent those years between like the big Christopher Guest movies and now having those, but what's around the corner, and the chasing. Because it's like, I feel sad for the time that I spent doing that already, and it has not been that long. Mm-hmm. It's been probably 5 years of that, which sounds like a long time, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not.
But during those 5 years is when we created LadyGang too. Exactly. Like imagine if you didn't have anything else and it was just acting, and that is what you're trying to get your hits through.
Yeah.
That's what's
dark.
tough.
That's why I think that's the secret sauce, is to have a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because like when one of them, like I would have spiraled so darkly during trying to get Superfan on the air if we didn't have like our book and our tour. And like, it's like, it's good to have like a lot of things, whether it's all other work things or like family or friends or anyway. Becca, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Becca Tobin. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get health insurance now, because it's not through the Screen Actors Guild.
It's nice, like $650 a month. Yeah. Love health insurance. Woo!
There's also that whole thing. Anyway, I'm not going into it, but the whole Shannon Doherty thing. It's like so sad, because SAG-AFTRA, it's like kind of a weird thing.
I don't
like,
even know what you're talking about.
The union. It's like just a up way.
You have to make a certain amount of money every year to qualify.
Yeah. You could have made $10 million by being on a hit show.
Yeah.
And then after that, just because it was in the 1 year and you didn't make any money in the other years, and not have health insurance from a union that you worked your ass off for.
Yeah. So Shannon Doherty's really sick right now, and she's on like so many hit shows, Charmed, whatever, but she hasn't qualified for health insurance for the last few years because she can't work.
That's so insane.
And she's like, hey, I paid like zillions of dollars in dues over my 40+ year career. And they're like, we can't help you. I'm like, it's so up. Anyway, on that note,
America.
Let us say this. Becca, you're incredibly talented, and I am glad that you will not be in the running to play Roxy Hart.
Oh. No, I just said if they asked. If
they're going to ask, but she's not going to be at the audition. More space
I'm not
for me.
auditioning.
Okay, bye.
Bye.